Good morning, Adelaide. How are you? I just thought I'd show. I'm here at Victoria Park Racecourse this morning for Lions Get Active. There's a bit of artistry on the tarmac today. Quite much quieter day here at Victoria Park compared to the last couple of weekends where there's been cycling and the pedal pre-practice and whatnot. So good morning. It's a Sunday morning here in Adelaide, 9 o'clock, or it's a bit after 9 o'clock. My name's Andrew Stacey. I'm from the City of Adelaide Lions Club. Lions Get Active. Hey babe, Lions Get Active program that our club runs, the City of Adelaide Lions Club runs. It's a diabetes awareness and wellbeing awareness program. And so I'm off for my walk this morning here in beautiful Adelaide. Very, very cloudy here this morning. It's not as cold as it has been the last couple of weekends. Oh, finally going through puberty, my voice is breaking. Not as cold this morning. But definitely much cloudier. It looks like it's going to threaten to rain, but hopefully I'll be alright for this half an hour that I'll be around the track. Much quieter than normal. It's Hammers, how are you, mate? Uncle Billy's there, how are you? Been lots of activity the last couple of weekends, but today's really quiet. There's a few people jogging, a couple of people I'm about to walk past. Can't see any cyclists here today. I can see one person walking their dog, so I think most Adelaideans or Radaladians are staying in bed this morning, which isn't such a bad idea. So hopefully you're well wherever you are in your part of the world, whether it's here in Adelaide, anywhere in SA, anywhere in South Australia. I've got Uncle Billy from Fleetwood, Lancashire in England. Val will be there as well, it'll be late night there. But it's just past 9 o'clock here. Hammers is probably possibly off golfing later today. I've got mate Brad in Singapore who could be off running this morning. So hopefully you're finding a way to still get your exercise in today, wherever you are in the world. If you're on your Coda, how are you, buddy? If you're on your exercise bike at home, or your treadmill at home, or you're just doing some sit-ups and some push-ups, that's fantastic. Getting in those burpees and squats, whatever it is that you're doing, hopefully you're getting your exercise in today, and hopefully you maybe have been doing it during the week as well. So I've had basketball back the last couple of weekends, last couple of Thursdays, so it's been good to have basketball back on a Thursday night, so it's good to see the boys out there. So shout out to my basketball mates, the Pork Hunters. Thursday night basketball out at Golden Grove, so it's great to have that back. And it's finally to have a nice win as well. It's been a while since we've won. We're struggling a little bit. Who would have thought that as you're getting older, you're getting slower and fatter, and your shots just don't go in that round medal thing that you're supposed to aim the ball at. So it was nice to get a win on Thursday night. So that's all good. But yeah, very, very quiet here at Victoria Park Racecourse. I saw there's a petrol station just back there. I saw a bunch of runners stopping up there for whatever reason, and they took off. But they've headed down Fullerton Road. So I've almost got the course to myself today, the racetrack to myself. Now just for a bit of trivia for those who don't know or may have forgotten, this is the track where, it's not Clipsal 500, it's I've forgotten what it's called, it was Adelaide 500, can't remember what it's called nowadays. This is a supercar track. This is the start-finish part of the course. And way back when Adelaide had the Grand Prix, this is the same track as well. So important spot here in Adelaide. So just as I'm making around this corner, you'll see the markings on the track. See if I can just turn the camera a little bit. There's a few people jogging just in front of me here. I'm making my way here. You can see as I make my way around the track, you can see the grid mark starts where the cars start. And there's even a big plug for Adelaide, South Australia, just on the corner here. So this start of the track here. I'll walk this way. I wasn't intended to go this way, but I'll go this way. I'll see what Hammers have written. No golf today. There should be a good game. Port and the Blues there today. Should be a very good game the way those teams are playing. So if I make my way down this way, you can see all the grid marks of where the cars start. Just back in the F1 days, but now it's the supercars here in Australia, here in Adelaide. This is the start-stop part of the track. So very famous course of street race here in Adelaide. The F1 started here back in 1980, 5, and then it stopped about 1998-ish, before the Australian Grand Prix went over to Melbourne. Hey Mum and Dad, how are you? So very famous part of Adelaide, really well renowned street course that the F1s used to drive upon, and now it's part of the supercars. I've forgotten who's sponsoring it. So it used to be called Clipsal 500. Hey Val, nice talking to you last night. Used to be called Clipsal 500, then it changed to the Adelaide 500, and it's gone off my head as to who is sponsoring it the last couple of years, but it's a supercar track. If I turn my camera a little bit, I'm not sure if you can see there, we've got a fair bit of cloudiness. You can see that building's just starting to get part of the clouds and the fogginess. For those who didn't know, we had a really rare occurrence here in Adelaide of massive fog. Low-lying fog, Monday and Tuesday. I've never seen anything like it here before. Fog's obviously nothing new, but the amount of fog that we had here in Adelaide Monday and Tuesday was incredible. I was driving to work 5:30 in the morning, and as I was getting closer to work, I was driving into the fog, and you thought, oh yeah, it's cold and it's early in the morning and I'm near the ocean in Port Adelaide, yet you can sort of half expect it. But the fog hung around to about 11:30. And then Tuesday morning, I woke up into the fog was already there, and it was just thick as you could only see 40, 50 metres ahead. I've never driven in fog like that here in Adelaide before. It was just bizarre. Quite rare occurrence, and then it cleared up for the rest of the week. But yeah, really, really weird. It's definitely a novelty. So for the people in Adelaide that live in the hills that get foggy all the time, you can finally understand what they go through trying to drive through it. It was thick as. And so for anyone else in the world, Lynn, how are you, my dear? Yeah, certainly got a snapshot of what you guys drive through sometimes. So here in Adelaide on the track, you can see behind me here, that's the South Australian logo for promotion that the government put out. Adelaide South Australian, that's our marketing logo, if you can get that. So yeah, that's here on the track. So I'm taking the wider course of the track here today, so I'm probably going to be doing more than 3Ks today. I'll see if I can pick up the pace a little bit and see if I can get a bit more out of breath. Let's see what we can do. So, a bit of Adelaide promotion there for those who don't know much about Radelaide in South Australia, as it's sometimes called. This part of the track here, so this here is the racing track. If I can see this part is the actual racing track. This side here is pit lane. So obviously, right behind me there, we can see all that concrete. That's where everything gets set up for all the cars, the sponsors, all the garages, and so that's pit lane coming out to the straight here. So when the cars go straight ahead, they make a left, and then they're into the streets of the Adelaide CBD. So it's a unique course, and they come out along to Kettleville Terrace, back out to the course here. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble a bit there, digressing. Yeah, Patria came to the F1s a while ago. She's a rev. Patria loves the F1s, which I must admit, I probably only found out a few years ago, and it blew my socks off. I've always followed F1, but she follows it far more than I do. She actually understands a little bit of the engines and the tracks and way more than I do, which is nice and surprising. But anyway, hope you had a good week, wherever you are, whether you're working or you've had a week off, or you've had to look after the kids. It's been school holidays here in Adelaide. This is the last week of the school holidays. They are back at school on Monday, so I can virtually hear lots of woohoo, kids are back. But then you'll hear the groans of, great, we've got to make lunches. So get school bags underway, get kids out of bed. I don't want to go to bed, go to school. Anyway, good chance of responsibility teaching for the kids make their own lunches the night before and that sort of stuff if you're organised enough. So I hope you've had a good week. I know I had a good week at work, long hours this week, a bit of work yesterday as well. Morning, Pat. Now I forgot to mention, I did mention that I checked out a couple of websites that Pat shared with me last week, and I did mean to mention, but I forgot, so I got lost in what I was talking about, that for those who don't know in Lions Land that followed what I'm doing here, Pat Mills is the diabetes chairperson for Lions Australia. So Pat's been following what we've been doing here for quite a while, which has been muchly appreciated. And so she's the person to talk to from a Lions Australia point of view if you need any information. So what's Pat written there? Homeschooling here for many weeks to come, of course. So with the restrictions in Victoria, they're going to be homeschooling their kids for quite a while. So Victoria is very different to the rest of Australia at the moment. So whether you can sympathise with that as your part of the world. Scotty Candida, how are you, mate? Yeah, if you can compare with Victoria, they're back under lockdown here in Australia. So they'll be homeschooling kids back this term 3. Wildy, how are you, mate? Whereas Adelaide, unless I'm mistaken, all the restrictions have been lifted from the point of view of that parents are allowed back on school grounds and that sort of stuff with drop-offs and pickups. All those sort of restrictions, as far as I'm aware, have been lifted. There's a conversation going on there which I've missed a little bit, so keep on talking, guys, that's all good. Woody, what have you said? Brave man in the rain. Nah, it's not even raining. Woody, you should get your ass out here, mate. So it's just a little bit cloudy, mate. It's a little bit cold, but it's not too cold. Not like I feel like I'm freezing today, which is all good. So a couple of things I want to talk about today. I definitely won't be talking for the whole time that I'm walking. Let's see if I can get a bit more time in today with my own walk. I might try and break out into a jog later so if I don't slip over. So I said there. Yeah, Maryland. So today, one thing I was going to mention today is we've got a few people coming around our way today to do some cushion creating as part of our Hear Me Roar project that the City of Adelaide Lions Club does. So we've got a group of people coming around to our place today. So Marilyn is staying home this morning just to get a few things done before she's out with us later this arvo to do some cushion making. So otherwise she would have been out here. Yeah, Woody, you would, mate. You would. So yeah, so only a couple of things I want to talk about today. We had our City of Adelaide Lions handover dinner last Sunday. I felt it was a great success. I know from a few people that I've spoken to, they really enjoyed it. Shout out to those award winners that Petrea recognised for their efforts during the year. Outstanding Service Award and the plaque was given to marvellous Nikki Francis, who helps out Petrea Heats with Cubs Club at school. Lots of Hear Me Roar project work, and she's been assisting Petrea. They instigated a virtual intergenerational chat between the Cubs and Regis Aged Care Facility in Burnside, here in Adelaide, in Burnside. And so they were instrumental in getting that up and running. So Nikki, very well deserved award from Petrea. Other awards went to, if my memory serves me correctly, Tony, Ray, Kate. Feel like I'm missing someone else, and I'm not including myself in that. But thank you and great effort to all those people, and congratulations to those people that got awards for the City of Adelaide Club. A lot of clubs are doing their handovers at the moment. Now next week, as I'm sure you've been following me every week religiously, bit of a reminder, next weekend I'll be coming to you from Wallaroo. So Saturday night we have the district handover in Wallaroo. So it's in Wallaroo because the outgoing district governor is his host club is Wallaroo. So the district handover always goes to the district governor who's outgoing, the outgoing district governor. And so it's always hosted at their near or at their club. So we're off to Wallaroo where he's from, where his club is from. We, from a district point of view, induct Tony Pederick as district governor. While that officially happened for him a couple of weeks ago, this is just the district side of it all handing over to him, and then district governor Tony will introduce his cabinet. So it'll be a first chance to face-to-face for people to see who's on his cabinet this year. So anyone in Lions is welcome to come along to that district handover. So if you're able to go out to Wallaroo, if you're able to get a weekend off, or able to drive only a couple of hours from Adelaide out to Wallaroo, you are more than welcome. You're still welcome to register and let Patria know, I think, as to whether you want to come along or not. I think it's $40, 3-course meal that goes along with it all. So any Lions that are watching me today or during the week, and you're still interested in coming on to the district handover, come on down or come up north to Wallaroo. You're still welcome. There are still spots for people to still come on in and have a meal and say congratulations for the cabinet that saw out 2019-20 and welcome in the new cabinet for 2020-21. So coming out to that, a bit of a plug for the district convention. So for those who are not Lions and not understanding, the City of Adelaide Lions Club and most of the clubs in South Australia, not all but most clubs, belong to the district that is 201 C1. So 201 is the district number for Australia and C1 is our particular district. So we have a district convention in Peterborough in October 16 to 18. And again, any Lions from any club, no matter whether you've been a Lion for a month or a Lion for 50 years, you are more than welcome to come on down to the district convention in October. So that's out of Peterborough. I haven't been out to Peterborough. Patria and Tony have. They said it's lovely part of the world. This district convention this is a bit of a shout out to all the Lions who are following me, really more so than anyone else. It's going to be a convention that's going to be different. It's going to be very much more interactive and engaging than what previous conventions have been. So we're trialling something new. I know Tony's got some really good plans in place to make it as interesting as possible and engaging as possible. So if you haven't been to a district convention before, come on down to this one, experience something different. I mean, then you get all the regular stuff. There's elections for next year's cabinet members, so for the district governor, vice district governors as well. There's those elections that goes on. There's business that goes on with policies and changing motions, that sort of stuff, all that technical stuff, which I'm certainly still learning about. But then there's always heaps of guest speakers, really interesting guest speakers. There's the gala dinner. And Peterborough have got their tricks of the trade from showcasing Peterborough. So they've got a few things that they'll do specific to them. But the difference between this convention and others is to try and have some interactive workshops so that Lions can learn a bit more, get involved with some projects. I don't know if this is going to happen, but it's the idea of the Human Raw project that City of Adelaide do. We obviously have working bees so that we can create our cushions and to put our care packs together. So it could be a case of just having a working bee and getting cushions made while we're there, and that way other people from the district can enjoy that as well, rather than just the City of Adelaide doing it. We get lots of help from other clubs with that project anyway, but this opens it up and other people can experience it. And I just got to watch myself. There's a few people jogging here, which is great. Just make myself way here to speed up a little bit so I don't have someone running into me. There he goes. And so, and then there's obviously all the fellowship that Lions enjoy as well, being part of a convention. So it's a great chance to meet lots of new people. You start talking and finding out what other people do from other clubs. You'll find out who's got websites and who's got Facebook pages and what projects they're doing, how many members they've got. You can get to understand restrictions or barriers that clubs have when it comes to membership, or what their members might be facing given what club they're from, and everyone is unique as to what their challenges are, which should be exactly the same across the rest of the world as well. So we always share stories on how we're going with membership, what ideas we have, what can work where, and then obviously we talk about what projects might work where, the challenges that we face from that point of view. So it's a really good networking opportunity for Lions while we're at that district convention. So invitation massively to my City of Adelaide Club members. If you haven't been to a district convention before, make your way out to Peterborough. Even if it's for a night, you don't have to go for the whole convention, just go for a day if you want. Take a drive up, stay over for one night, and then drive home the next day, and it's a lovely drive up and back. So shout out for that. That's in October, and everyone is welcome, so please come along. And we'll have City of Adelaide will usually have a few people there, so Katrina and I will be there. We'll be taking the girls. Obviously Marilyn and Tony will be there. Ray usually goes, Robin usually sometimes goes. So it'd be great to see some new faces there. So that'd be good. So let me know how you get your exercise in. If you're exercising this morning or if you have during the week. Willie and I play basketball on a Thursday night, killing it out there. I don't know about you, Willie, but my legs are sore from those couple of dunks that you and I got. And Ali's running up and down that course, good for our heart, good for the muscles. If you're a dog walker like Kate from our club, hopefully you're getting out with your pooches this morning. And if you're a cyclist, so we had a cycling SA out last weekend with an event, massive amount of people here, which is good to see. Adelaide's really well known for its cycling. We have the Tour Down Under in January. Whether it's on next January, I don't know. But Adelaide is really well renowned for its cycling because you've got the convenience. It is a weird word here, but it's the convenience of having the hills. Really, about 20 minutes that way, if you're a cyclist. But then you've got all the flats. So I've heard that cyclists really enjoy riding and training here in Adelaide because you've got the hills so close, as well as your flats and everything else with the rest of the city and the rest of the suburbs so close together. So it's real convenient for them. So that's what I've heard on the street. So yeah, now a brief thing from a diabetes point of view. I know this is just flipping from one thing to another, but I've been able to get in contact with Diabetes SA, had a chat with a representative from there, and hopefully they'll come out and join me for a walk soon. Can't say when, because they didn't give me any indication, or whether they definitely would, but fingers crossed I can get someone from Diabetes SA to come along and have a chat with me. I'll ask them lots of questions. If you've got any questions, I'll obviously pass them on for you. So it'd be great to have a representative from Diabetes SA, or at least a recommendation of a specialist about diabetes. So if you've got any questions, just for curiosity's sake, or if you think that maybe there's something for yourself specifically, hopefully they'll come along soonish. So I've made contact, which is cool. They've gotten back in contact with me and they're talking to their peeps. I'll talk to my peeps, and hopefully we'll get something up and running soon with them. So that would be great to have them come along on a walk with me. Now, if just in case you haven't followed me last weekend or two, as I've already mentioned, I'll be at Wallaroo next weekend. So if you're walking, please do. I'm going to be live streaming from Wallaroo, and hopefully I'll get lots of cabinet members walking with me Sunday morning. Now I need to arrange where that's going to be, but chances are it would be the Wallaroo Footy Club or something like that, because I think we're having our cabinet meeting on the Sunday right near there. So district cabinet know where they're doing, what they're doing, so it's not that, if you don't know, that's fine. I'll find out what I'm doing, but hopefully I'll get to interview and have a few people walking with me in Wallaroo next Sunday. So please do not, just because I won't be here in Adelaide, don't you just slack off yourself, guys. Make sure you do your bit for yourselves as well. So hopefully I'll be able to talk to District Governor Tony. Hopefully I'll be able to talk to some of the other VDGs, which is the Vice District Governors. Hopefully I'll get some other cabinet members. They can talk about what their portfolios are, what programs, or what services they run as district. So while I've got my particular roles within our club of City of Adelaide, shebang right there, City of Adelaide, I've got a few roles just within our club. I also have a couple of roles within district as well. So I'm part of the leadership team, which is the global leadership team. which is coordinated by Meg Butler, not Megan Butler for those Lions out there following. It is not Megan, it is Megan, Meg Butler. So if you don't like saying Megan, just look at MEG, Meg, and that'll get you on the right track. So Meg Butler is the coordinator of our GLT team, the global leadership team. I'm also the youth chairperson, and so I have a few programs under my little belt now that I'll be managing. One of those is the Youth of the Year project, so I'm coordinator of the actual Youth of the Year project. But then I've also got Lion Alex Coates, who's looking after the Leos program. We've also got the Peace Poster contest, which is coordinated by Julie Pickles and Helen Martin. So I need to manage that program underneath the youth chairperson role. There's also youth camps and exchange that Alex again is managing, coordinating along with Tom Martin. And there's also one more which is coordinated by Paddy McKay, and that is the Lions drug awareness program. Now that title is incorrect, because I've only just become familiar with that being under the youth chairperson's role, but that's a program for primary schools. So obviously it's under youth, therefore it's under the youth chairperson. So I've got that role. So I've got youth chairperson's role managing those programs and supporting those coordinators. But like I say, even one of those programs is the Youth of the Year program, which I'm going to be coordinating for the district as well. And I've been just recently allocated, along with Peter Korndorfer, a role as a guiding lion. Oh, Lion's Crest, of course. And I've also been just appointed as a guiding lion, along with Peter Korndorfer, to help Modbury Lions Club get themselves back up and running and reinvigorate what's happening in the club there. So a guiding lion is a role to help a struggling club, or to help establish a branch club or a Leo's club, and that way you can get them on their way, you give them the support that they require to get a new team up and running, or to re-energise a new team. And so District Governor Tony has put Peter and myself as guiding lions to help out Modbury. So we've got 2 years to work a bit of magic, and we'll see what we can do. And hopefully we can reinvigorate that club. Now they're far from the only club in at least the C1 district that needed a bit of support, and that sort of support is available to any clubs in any districts across the world. So it's a very important role that districts require. So there'll be some training that's going to happen for our district to get some more people trained up to be guiding lions as well. And so that would happen across all districts in Australia as well as the world. So I'm going to be a little bit busy this year, just keeping on top of all that. And then I'm going to try and do as much promoting of Lions as I can, just from a club point of view, from a district point of view. I'm going to keep these videos going of some description. So what I'm planning on doing is any projects that City of Adelaide do, there'll be a live stream, even if it's just for 5 minutes, about what that project is doing, and inviting anyone to come along and help out with those projects. So most of our projects are Lions specific, but we do have some projects where the public is welcome. So my friends and family, you are more than welcome to come along. It's a great way to dip your feet into what Lionism is all about. And so that way, if you've got even an inkling of doing some volunteering, and Lions could be an option for you, it just gives you that opportunity to have a look at what a club does. So again, I'm going to promote Lions here for those who are my friends and family following me, that if you're not part of a club or part of volunteering somewhere, you give as little time as you can, or as much time as you can. You can dedicate yourself just to one project, or you can sort of, dip your toe in each of the projects. In CBD Adelaide, in metropolitan Adelaide, there's at least 2 clubs within 5 kilometres of where you live. So you can always give them a call, or you check out what projects they do on websites or Facebook pages, and see if there's a club that has a project that really speaks to you. And that way, it may be the club that's right near you, or it might be a club that's further away. So check out either option and see what suits you. So I'm hoping to do a bit more promoting of Adelaide bit more promotion of Lions in general. My plan in my head, I haven't written this down or got an actual structured plan in place, but I'm going to see if we can get our club projects on the radio, somehow on TV. City of Adelaide Lions Club was lucky enough, if you haven't checked out the International Lions Club website, please do. City of Adelaide have been featured in there. So we were talking about what digital tools we've used as a club to keep ourselves going during COVID-19. And so we've been lucky enough to be featured on the Lions Club International webpage as well. So check it out, have a look. You'll see a photo of a Zoom meeting that we had during this time. And there are some questions and answers that one of our members, President Petria, put together to really hone in on and demonstrate how we've been using digital tools to stay in contact with our members and to stay in contact and serve the community as well. So if you get 5 minutes, that's all. Check it out. I'll put a link on, the direct link on as a comment when I go home after this walk, and it can lead you straight to it, because I think it takes a couple of steps to get there. It's not just right there on the home page. It's a couple of pages in, so that way you can have a look at that if you haven't already seen it. So yeah, so I mean, I'm keen to get a story like that from the international page out to the papers or onto radio, and see if they can get us on the program and plug in. We can get a bit of plugging going on. Can't hurt. Make contact, see what happens. Your interest in being a Lion could be helping us promote and market the club. It could be as simple as that. You don't have to put in other hours if you didn't want to. So yeah, so clubs run their different ways, and so if you want to just join the City of Adelaide Lions Club, we've sort of got the luxury of having some projects that run just for a short period of time, so you could just dive right into those. Or we've got other projects that run longer during the year, and you could dive into those projects, whichever suits you really. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to quickly mention diabetes. Diabetes is what this program is all about. Speaking to my marvellous uncle last night, he's got diabetes type 1. And so we were talking about feet. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is it's relevant to our DG, who has diabetes as well. And so if you're a diabetes sufferer and a manager, then your feet become vitally important, that you must really look after them. And so we were talking a bit about what can be done. Keeping mobile and exercising is really crucial to managing diabetes. And it's about getting that circulation going. And so with your feet being right down there, all the pressure goes down that way and makes your feet sore, swelling, and the incentive to walk and exercise becomes much harder. And it's one of those things where you sort of go keep up with it as much as you can to try and relieve it as much as you can, from what I understand. Just so everyone knows, I'm far from a diabetic expert. I know what I know, sort of thing, from talking to people and reading stuff. So if I say something incorrect, I'm more than happy for anyone online right now to correct me. Please do it. Rather have correct information there. I can certainly do more reading up, and I'll continue to do that. But if I do accidentally make a mistake with any information, I'm happy for people to correct me. So don't be shy. Just say, Andrew, you're a dumbass. This is how it is. So feet mobility is huge. So walking in becomes an important part of people managing diabetes. I would suggest that even that cycling motion on a bike would be really good for your feet. And I would assume that swimming as well, if you're able to swim. We were talking last night about what aid you can use to support your feet, and the ideas that we were talking about last night were wearing not just comfortable shoes, but specially supported shoes, and ones that actually don't put pressure on your feet, so they're quite loose. Socks as well. So that's really good for purely your comfort level. Harish, how are you, buddy? Where have you been? Surely you've got that car fixed of yours, mate. I know I'm digressing from what I was saying here, but Harish, how are you, buddy? Coming out next time, mate. Don't come out next week because I'm at Wallaroo. Come out the week after. So yeah, so that foot mobility is huge. Now I'm sure that a lot, depending on your severity, the severity of your feet, I'm sure massage would help. I'm sure if you lifted your feet up to allow your feet fluids to drain would be helpful. So I don't know whether it's a worthwhile idea to sleep with your feet raised or not. I'm not sure if that works or not. These are sort of the questions I can ask if I can get someone from diabetes to say to come on out. I'm assuming running would be pretty hard, but that's where walking is far more gentle, and so therefore you can keep your feet mobility up and running. I know that if the reason that diabetes is a global cause for Lions International is obviously the devastating effects it has if you don't manage it well enough. And so, some of the effects of poorly managed diabetes are your heart problems leading to stroke, and then the worst, some of the other worst things of limbs becoming gangrenous, and therefore you've got to contemplate the idea of amputation. So, and I've heard that they're not reversible, so it therefore becomes important to manage in the first place. So that's where I'm just talking about from your feet point of view, being how crucial they are, how you look after your feet if you have diabetes. Really highlights the effects that diabetes can have. It highlights how important it is to look after your feet. Have really good shoes. Like I say, you have to get specially designed shoes. I know my father-in-law has specially designed shoes, and needs to be encouraged to walk as much as possible. Now I know that's always easier said than done. I'm far from anyone to disagree with that or misunderstand or misappreciate that, but it's one of those things where the short-term, I guess, inconvenience and discomfort is where you're trying to gain on the long term. So yeah, diabetes can be so devastating that you start losing fingers and toes and potentially legs up well up your thigh. So yeah, I would hate to have to deal with that, but I know that some people do, and you cope and you learn to get through it, and you speak to people about your mental health about it all. So kudos to anyone who has to deal with that. So I appreciate having two legs that are functioning well. So hopefully you do too. That's the whole point of this program, is that if you're following me live now, or if you watch me later on today or later on next week, it's about taking in that appreciation of what you're able to do and do what you can to prevent diabetes in the first place. Like I say, it's one of those diseases where it's incurable. Once you've got it for life, and therefore you have to manage it from there. And I know from talking from a couple of people who have diabetes that the mental side of it really really hurts them, because whether you're type 1 and you're born with it, or whether you're type 2 and you develop it over time, you realise things that you wish you could do that you just struggle to do if you wanted to do them more often. Taking daily medication will become a grind, because you know the implications if you don't. So the mental health of people who've got diabetes is crucial. I'll put a shout out there that if you are struggling, I'm more than happy to be a person for you to talk to. I'm actually a trained counsellor, but there are plenty of people out there who, if you've already got someone, then please continue to use them. I can just be that different person for you, possibly. So yeah, that mental aspect of your well-being is obviously massive, and it's becoming a bigger issue in today's world. No matter where you live, whether it's Radelaide here, Brisbane, Vegas in Queensland, or if you're somewhere, New Zealand or Asia or wherever, mental health is becoming much more recognised. Doesn't have the stigma that it used to have, and so it's good to talk about it. It's good to get things off your chest so that you can help cope and deal with it and manage it. And for those who have mental health issues, would know that daily struggle and daily management until you somehow get on top of it. Weird phrase to use, but you know what I mean. May never ever get on top of things like that, but people do what they can. Anyway, so just purely from a diabetes awareness point of view, I want you to take care of your feet. If for some reason you're really under discomfort, please see your GP or whoever your health professionals are, and try and get back on top. Find some solutions to how to manage your feet. Find some way to get on top of, talk to someone if you can about it. Please don't just sit there stewing and suffering. Hopefully you can find a resolution to it all. But please take care of your feet. Good shoes. I don't know, I doubt compression socks will help. Someone can let me know if that helps or not. But please find strategies to help yourselves. So I appreciate that phone call and chat that I had last night with my uncle about it all. Just gave me a little bit of insight, so I just want to pass on that insight. I know that wasn't groundbreaking. I'm not going to talk about heaps of other diabetic stuff on this walk, but I just wanted to point that out now. If there's any other part of diabetes that you'd like me to chat about on these walks, let me know. And I can sort of, because I do this each week, I can just, spit ideas on those one or two things at a time, rather than having to do heaps and heaps of stuff at any one walk. So you can do little chunks here and there about talking about what it is and how to get around it and all that sort of stuff. So a few more people out here at Victoria Park now. I'm starting to warm up a fair bit actually with the jacket on, so the coolness has definitely gone away. But definitely more people here at Victoria Park, which is good to see. A few more cyclists. About to see a beautiful little dog go past me here. Going to give me right there. A few kids on their bikes, on their balance bikes, which is good to see. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed me rambling on a little bit today, this morning. Another dog here. Hello, Woofer. Go, 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 go. So, thank you for joining me this morning. If you're watching later today, I hope you're well. Hope you have a good day. Everyone has a good week, whatever it is that you're doing. Kids going back to school, parents at work, people studying, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope you have a good week. Send me any questions as usual. These videos will get uploaded to our YouTube channel as well, so please subscribe to the City of Adelaide Lions Club YouTube channel as well. All these videos have been downloaded onto there as well, so if you know that someone isn't on Facebook, but they'd like to see what I'm doing and see what our club is doing, help them onto our YouTube channel too. Have a listen. That way if there's any questions, they can be asked as well. I welcome anyone to come along with these walks, whether you're a Lion from City of Adelaide, a Lion from any other club. If you're a family or a friend, come on out. I welcome everyone and anyone to come and join me. I'm probably going to do one more lap here at Victoria Park. Speed up, might go for a bit of a jog, get the heart rate up a bit more. So if there's anything that you found of interest, let me know. If you're feeling good, let me know. If you're feeling bad, let me know. I can help you through it. If you're feeling that you're going to get some exercise later today, let me know how you go. Otherwise, I wish you all a good day. I wish you a good week. I'll see you in Wallaroo or from Wallaroo next weekend. And so until then, stay healthy, stay good, Adelaide. And all my people out there following, goodbye.